lifted after just 11 minutes, with Augenthaler shooting through the legs of Sanchez and past the unsighted Bouillon. In the 30th minute, Scottish referee Bob Valentine stunned the visitors by awarding a penalty. Understandably, the Spanish players protested, and as the replay shows, they had every reason to complain, with Bouillon blatantly diving for the ball. Martez didn't miss from the spot to give Bayern a valuable 2-0 lead. In the 36th minute, Wolfarth strolled through the Spanish defence to make it 3-0. The match exploded 5 minutes before the break after a foul by Mateus on Gordillo provoked a vicious response from his Real teammate Juanito. The referee didn't hesitate pulling out the red card, and Juanito was later fined $10,000 by his club. The setback didn't deter Real, and their top goal poacher Butragueño gave his team a flicker of hope just before the break. But tragedy struck Real, with Serrano giving away a penalty in the 52nd minute, which was easily put away by Mateus. 18 minutes before full-time, Serrano received his marching orders for a blatant foul, and Bayern hung on for a deserved 4-1 victory. Meantime, in the other semi, Dinamo Kiev was away to Porto of Portugal, and it was Kiev who found the back of the net first, but Bloquin's attempt was ruled offside. Five minutes after the break, Futre pierced the Kiev defence, and a lucky touch from a Kiev defender saw Porto gain a valuable 1-0 lead. Soon after, Porto set off on a quick counter-attack, and Filo was viciously fouled with just the goalie to beat. Bale received his marching orders for the foul, and Porto now had the upper hand. In the 54th minute, a corner from Futre deflected off the hands of a Kiev defender, and the home side were awarded a penalty, which Andre didn't miss. "17 minutes from the end, Yakovenko skillfully headed in a pinpoint cross to give his team great hope for the return leg in Kiev.
Scared of Iron Mike, landing a big right in the first round. And a slow motion replay proved that Tyson can at least be knocked backwards. By midway through round two, Tyson had gained control, letting fly with some awesome body shots.
There's another one in the midsection, a punching blow to the body.
Round five, and Tyson lands another big punch as he begins to rack up a sizable points lead. Tyson lands a big punch in round six, and Tucker was either brave or he'd lost total control of his neck. Tucker, a desperate man by round seven, started using the showboat stuff. That didn't work either. Tyson kept on nailing him.
The showboat stuff seems to bother Mike Tyson. And now Tucker trying to showboat a little bit and try to make Tyson make a fool out of him. And Tyson wails him to the body.
And despite being behind on points, Tucker was again playing to the crowd in round 11, while Tyson kept on hitting him. The final seconds of round 12 produced the best action of the fight. Despite losing, Tucker had a few inspirational words for Iron Mike.
Player by player to the 60,000-strong crowd, with Diego Maradona the villain and Pelé, the game's guest of honour, the well-liked hero. But once the hype was over, it was the English 11 in the white strip showing the way. And just 23 minutes into the game, England and Manchester United captain Brian Robson made it 1-0. The rest of the World 11 showed the skill and poise each player is renowned for, but lacked the finishing touches, Gary Lineker leaving Peter Shilton somewhat amazed at how easily he made the save. England's second goal came in the second half, Manchester United's Norman Whiteside finding the back of the net in the 58th minute. And still the rest of the world couldn't get on the board, their best chance being saved by a matter of inches from a desperate John McClelland. Maradona continued to inspire the crowd's displeasure, but at a reputed $2,000 a minute, he didn't seem to care, and the rest of the world continued its streak of bad luck. England captain Brian Robson then put the icing on the cake for his side, scoring his second goal of the match just 2 minutes from full time to leave the final scoreline at England 3, rest of the world 0.
Weaved his way through the middle and released Paul Walsh. In the second half, Liverpool didn't hold back, and after a clever build-up, Barnes could only watch in despair as his attempt was parried around the post by Racino. "12 minutes from the end, it was left to John Wark to put Liverpool ahead in the most embarrassing way for the keeper. Wark said it was enough, and Liverpool won 1-0. Time in the final, Porto met Bayern Munich, and Samaro put the Portuguese ahead after a delightful build-up. Porto repeated their 49th minute effort with another goal in the final minute. Majeur showing his class. So Porto finished on top, 2-0.
Queen's Park Rangers' new team seems to be coping well enough. Strong in defence, they're also imaginative in attack, with Bannister and Byrne the principal threat. Southampton, on the other hand, may be facing another moderate season. Unbeaten this morning, they managed just the one real chance this afternoon, Clark's header, well saved by Seaman. Rangers were to create other chances in the second half, but Southampton's Bond and Flowers, the goalkeeper, together managed to contrive the misunderstanding, then the handball, which led to QPR's winning goal with just over a quarter of an hour to go. The free kick, taken by Kevin Brock, one of the close-season signings, had no real right to succeed, but Brock was soon to find out there's nothing like a goal to get acquainted with your new colleagues. It keeps QPR on top, Southampton 0, Queen's Park Rangers.
Smith is right up at the near post for Stoke. And Osgood had come back with him, and it was the fist of Bonetti. Turned in again, and now Greenough looking for it, and Conroy! Terry Conroy! Everybody now, bar Bonetti, in the Stoke half of the field. Towards Garland, played back for Cook. The little chip there again towards Webb, and Osgood, and Webb won't get a shot in, will he? Osgood on the ground, and he's done it, Osgood! While he was on the ground, he's got the equaliser. Doving. Swept wide there for Terry Conroy. Redshirt's away to pounce now. Conroy going past Webb. A delicate chip there, a deep one towards Ritchie. Nodded down again. And a good save. And Eastham. George Eastham. The old man.
And the sun broke through as Merendinha basked in the glory of Tyneside's welcome. But Wimbledon's uncompromising style took some of the gloss off his debut. John Bachanu putting them ahead in the 8th minute, with the aid of a rebound off Thomas. And a minute later, with the Newcastle defence still stunned, Alan Cork made it 2-0. For Merendinha and his Newcastle teammates, it was a frustrating afternoon. There were some flashes of brilliance. This was the Brazilians' most sparkling move midway through the second half, but deprived by the keeper's fingertips. United tried to redeem themselves, but their consolation goal was a penalty from Neil MacDonald, making it Newcastle 1, Wimbledon 2.
Played short this time for Sieverbeck. It changes the angle a little bit, and they're all flying in there, including McGrath. And the ball is in the net, but it won't count. It won't count. Davenport put it in the net, but the whistle already gone. And what has he given? He's given a penalty. Has he given a penalty? He's given the penalty. Olsen against Gordon. Oh, a bad penalty, and saved by the Chelsea keeper. Nothing goes right for United, but justice may well have been done.
And a matter of minutes later, this happened.
Back again by Strachan for little Olsen. Now, who's going to take this one? What incredible drama here now at Old Trafford.
Well, it'll be the third penalty for Manchester United this week.
Now, was it a pen?
Well, it's a 50-50, Brian.
50-50 indeed. Well, Chelsea appeared to save themselves, and in no time at all, they're back on the rack. Can Strachan strike this one home? Saved again! Miraculous play, by God, you would not believe it. How could you miss 3 penalties in a week? Robson in
apart. The first, Graham Sharp, putting Everton ahead midway through the first half. His role was to prove conclusive. The other, Norwich's new signing, Robert Fleck. His best effort saved by the league's best keeper. Norwich had been knocked out of the cup this week. Southall was making things worse. The contrast developed in the second half. Fleck still has to create an understanding with his teammates. And as the chances slipped by, so did Norwich's confidence. Sharp, meanwhile, was to provide Everton's late flourish. Harper's shot, Gunn's fumble, and a man in the right place at the right time. A minute from the end, Wilson's cross and Sharp's generous knockback for Heath. Everton may not be retaining their title.
Money on his team.
Many observers may judge the league championship race to be already all over, bar the shouting. Kenny Dalglish, the Liverpool manager, clearly doesn't, and was warned for coaching from the touchline within the first 5 minutes. His team, playing in grey, was looking fragile as Charlton...
Donald, how you doing? I need to